What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another addition to my This or That series that I have on here. I'll link the entire playlist up here. But today's theme is going to be comparing new drugstore makeup. Like I always say, I spend my money so that you don't have to, hopefully. Let's get into it. So eyes are primed, face is primed, we are ready to go. Now I will say with a lot of these products, they're not going to be exact color dupes or similar colors. So we're really just kind of testing the formula, how they feel, how they wear, all that good stuff, not necessarily the color. Let's start with some cream eyeshadow sticks. First one I have is from CoverGirl. This is called the Clean Eye color. I got it in the shade 309 Rose Copper. Then the other one is from L'Oreal. This is called the Lash Shadow Stick, and I got the shade 118 Cloudy Rose. So starting with the one from CoverGirl, this is $12 at Ulta. It says one swap, high impact color, 12 shimmery shades, last all day, smudge proof, crease free, no budging, fading, smearing, flaking, or transferring. Then here's what the shade Rose Copper looks like. You're gonna see it on me, but just you can get an idea of what it looks like on different skin tones, but they call this a shimmery copper. Now for the L'Oreal Lash Shadow Stick, this is $12.99 at Ulta, so about $1 more, and there are only 8 shades. Transfer and smudge resistant, rich creamy color that glides on a variety of skin tones effortlessly and evenly. Then here's what Cloudy Rose looks like, and they call this a deep pink shimmer. So here's what the CoverGirl one looks like, and once again this is the shade Rose Copper, and then here is Cloudy Rose. Yeah, we are definitely not getting... We're not going to be symmetrical on the eyes. It feels kind of cooling. Why does it feel so cooling on my hand? I will say the shimmer in this is a little more prominent. Like I do see a little bit of sparkle in the formula. Starting off with the CoverGirl one on this side. So it is a very glidey formula, but it's not a very, what I would call high impact formula. It buffs out nicely. It's not drying down too fast or anything. So let's see if you can actually build it up to get more payoff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and layer it up. Okay, so it does look a tad bit more intense, but I will say there is a little bit of patchiness right there where I was focusing the stick, where I was applying it, like reapplying it, but when my eyes open, you can't really see it. It's also not sticky, tacky, wet feeling, nothing like that. Like it already feels like it's pretty much set down. Now going into the L'Oreal one on this side, we're gonna do the exact same thing. Definitely does have a cooling feeling. That's weird because it doesn't even mention that in the description. Right out the gate, I can tell you that this does not blend out as smoothly as a CoverGirl one. Like this one definitely has more set down. It's a quicker set down. Buffed out the crease enough to where it doesn't look harsh and blunt, but with a brush it's not moving it a whole lot. So I'm gonna go in with my finger and just kind of move it around. Hopefully the warmth of my fingers help do that, and it definitely is doing that. So there is the L'Oreal side. I think that's a really pretty shade. It's a really pretty one and done kind of color. Towards the lash line, there's a little bit of that balding and patchiness. So once again, I'm gonna go in and just tap on a little bit more right there where I see the patchiness, just to see if it gets crackly. And then I'm gonna stick to using my finger. I'm just gonna very lightly tap out what I just laid down. I think that's mostly better. But yeah, this one's just looking a tad bit more choppy. For mascara now, we have the Maybelline Firework Mascara versus the CoverGirl Eye Enhancer 3D Mascara. So starting with the Maybelline Lash Sensational Firework Volume and Length Mascara. This is $13.99 at Amazon. I got mine at Walmart. I believe it was at least $2 or $3 cheaper. It's $10.99 at Target. It says it delivers 360-degree extraordinary lash impact and full flare with a conditioning formula infused with Pro Vitamin B5, and they call the wand a Super Spark brush. It's made with different lengths of flex bristles arranged in a spiral firework pattern to hug and shoot lashes up and out. I will say a lot of product gets gunked onto the wand, so that's without wiping it off, like wiping off any excess. That's what it looks like. There's a lot, but it is a flexible wand, which I feel like Maybelline does a lot of these types of wands, which I personally am not the biggest fan of, because whenever you're trying to push it deep into your base or deep into the root and really try to wiggle, it just kind of knocks my lashes back into my eyelid. It gets transferred onto my eyeshadow that I have to rub off later, so I just feel like it can be more messy. The CoverGirl Eye Enhancer 3D Mascara is $10.49 at Ulta. Up and Out Lifted Curl Effect 50-degree curve fiber brush with plant-based keratin and lifting waxes. It's transfer proof, smudge proof, flake free, up to 24-hour wear. It says the up and out effect lengthens and adds volume, no lash curler needed. Nice little curve shape. I usually like wands like this because I feel like they hug the lashes. It is firm. It is not movable and flexible, so bonus points in that realm. Since we have the CoverGirl eyeshadow on this side, let's just do the CoverGirl mascara on this side too. And it says that you don't have to curl your lashes, so I don't normally do this, but let's try putting it on without any lash curling. My lashes have become very stick straight as I've gotten older, and they don't like to hold a curl. Can you see how straight they are? What happened? Lashes used to be so pretty and luxurious, and now they're so straight and weird. Okay, I've been going at this for maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and the effect is very fast. Look at the amount of volume and length and intensity just in the amount of time that I've been doing it. That is very impressive so far. Don't know if I need to go into a second coat. I kind of do want to see what it does if I build it up, to see if it starts clumping and, you know, not layering right. So we'll do that. But oh my God, a little bit of clumping towards the tips now, but that is very eye enhancing. Let's see how much better it can look if I go through with my lash comb and just very lightly pull through and separate the tips a little bit. Wow. Honestly, wow. Now moving on to the Maybelline Firework Mascara. Just for the sake of fairness, let's see what it does without curling my lashes. So far, once again, it's a pretty fast building, fast acting mascara. And considering I'm not normally a fan of this flexible wand crap, it's not giving me tons of kickback and transfer onto my eyelids. Round two. Okay, that is also impressive. This is without curling my lashes. And again, my lashes are damn near stick straight. Once again, there is a little bit of clumpiness towards the tips, but it's not to the point where I feel like it's a bad thing. Like it could easily be pulled through with a lash comb, which I will do in a second. So for bronzer, this was kind of a hard one for me because there are so many new liquid and cream bronzers coming out. Pacifica Sunny Glow Bronzing Drops. These have vitamin C and Kokie Plum. It's an all-in-one complexion enhancer featuring skin-loving and brightening benefits of vitamin C and Kokie Plum that instantly eliminates dull-looking skin. Also has glycolic acid in here, which is exfoliating, so that's kind of interesting. I've never seen that in a liquid bronzer. Comparing this one to the new e.l.f. bronzing drops would be perfect, but I don't have those. So on the other side, we're going to compare it to this particular shade in the new Maybelline Sun Kisser Multi-Use Liquid Blush. This one is in the shade number 11, Electric Bronze. We're going to be talking about the other like blushy shades too, but yeah, it just says it's a liquid blush that wears up to 12 hours. It's infused with vitamin E. It's ultra buildable and blendable formula. And I'm going to be honest, I've been a little on the fence about the whole bronzing drops trend, because the way that I see the majority of people applying it is not in the areas where you typically get bronzed or you get tan. They're applying it all over their face, and their neck and their chest and body and scalp will be pale, and then you're not matching. So I'm going to use these on top of my foundation as liquid bronzer because just makes more sense to me. Yeah, Pacifica comes in a little squeeze tube like this, so I feel like this is a really good kind of packaging if you are someone that likes to mix it into your foundation or your moisturizer, where you can actually control, like, okay, there's a little dot. So it's a really pretty tone. It's got a little bit of that golden warmth to it. But yeah, there's what that shade looks like. So blend it out extremely well. I feel like the shimmer in this is very, very fine to where it doesn't look sparkly, glittery, nothing like that. It just looks very sun-kissed. However, I will say that the first time I used this, it did not wear well at all. I remember that day my makeup melted down and faded off so quickly, and I think it was a day that I actually put it on underneath foundation. I don't think it was when I put it, like, I don't think I applied it like this, but yeah, I'm a little leery of it. Yeah, the Maybelline Liquid Blush comes in the exact same packaging and component that the Lip Glosses comes in. It has that light, shimmery, radiant, bronzy quality to it, so that's why I decided to use this one. And I've really been into just, I don't know, instead of using blush all the time, using a bronzer. I feel like blush can be too much sometimes, especially if you're going for a more natural look or very light eyeshadow. There's what a very light layer looks like. So again, doesn't dry down too fast, doesn't give me blending issues, but I will say, it didn't go on as pigmentedly, is that a word? It didn't go on as pigmented as the Pacifica one did. So what I may do is go in straight from the wand and just dot some on just to build it up better. Okay, so this one is definitely more of a shimmery formula versus the Pacifica one. I actually feel like the Pacifica one did go on a tad bit better. Blush, this is what I'm most excited about. L'Oreal just came out with some new liquid blushes, and I feel like these are so brand spanking new that I've not heard one person talk about them. So yeah, these are the L'Oreal Lumi Les Liquid Blushes. So yeah, these come with a large doe foot applicator as well. They look like the infallible concealers. These are $14.99 at Ulta, and there are 6 shades. So the Maybelline ones are $11.99. $9.99 at Ulta, and their shade range is not as safe as the L'Oreal ones. They have 10 shades. So let's do some swatches of the L'Oreal liquid blushes first. The first one I have is called Dewy Worth It. So they call this a warm nude mauve. This is a kind of a unique shade. It's not quite a peach, it's not quite a pink, it's not quite a mauve. It's kind of a mixture of all those things in my opinion. There's no shimmer in this one. Next up we have Glowy True Rose, and they call this one a pearlescent cool pink with rosy shimmer. So there is a shimmer to the finish. This one kind of puts me in mind of Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, not 100% maybe, but very, very similar. And then last we have Glowy Gold Pink, and they call this a shimmery soft pink. So this is more of your NARS Orgasm top shade. So it's got a little more of that corally undertone to it. So very pretty shade range, very pretty roundup. So on top of the electric bronze shade from the Maybelline one, I also got 2 other shades. So the first one I have is called Shades On. They call this a rose gold with metallic pearl, and this one's also a very bronzy top shade. It's lighter than electric bronze, so I feel like it works better for me if I want to use it as a blush in a way. So here is the one that we used earlier, which is electric bronze. So it's just maybe 2 shades darker than Shades On. And then last I have City Sizzle, and they call this a rose tone with luminous pearl. So once again, this one also has some shimmer to it. So that's probably gonna be the one that we use today for a blush. But it's kind of weird because even though the Maybelline one has more shades, I feel like the shades don't go deep enough to actually show up well on a deeper skin tone. So let's do L'Oreal on this side. I've used Dewy Worth It before, and it's very, very pretty. This is a really pretty everyday kind of shade, but I've not used the shimmer formula. So let's try the shimmer formulas, especially because I've got a shimmer formula in the Maybelline one. Let's start off with Glowy True Rose. This is the one that I feel like is very comparable to Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm. So yeah, let's put it where I normally apply stuff. Is there a little bit of patchiness right there from the bronzer already? Do you guys see that? There's a little blank space right there that looks like the product is rubbed off, and I've not had it on that long at all. Blending out extremely well. You can't see obvious shimmer or detectable sparkle or glitter or anything. It's a really pretty radiant kind of finish. That is beautiful. I should have kept that one back towards my hairline where I could put something else right here and you would actually be able to see it better. But I didn't. So I do want to go into Glowy Gold Pink, which is what I feel like is kind of like NARS Orgasm. Let's just stick it right here. It's a really pretty glow. It's very radiant, and I don't really feel like I need highlighter with this. Moving on to City Sizzle from Maybelline on this side. But this one does have gold sparkle, especially once I use up all of the pigment, I can see sparkle left behind. And I will say when I look very, very closely, I do see gold sparkle. So far, I like the way the L'Oreal side looks better on me. For powder highlighter, I have one of my new favorites. I actually talked about this in a recent best new makeup at the drugstore video. I'll put it, oh my, is it up here? Is it up here? I can't remember. I'll put it in the card somewhere. Check it out for yourself. This is $12 at Ulta. They only have 5 shades. I got the shade Pink Seduction, which they call a soft pink glow. It's broken. Why is it broken? They don't mention it, but this is a baked formula, so you can wear it wet or dry. And we are comparing that with the Moira Dreamlight highlighters. So these aren't necessarily drugstore, they're affordable. So you can find these for $10 on Amazon, but you can also find them on TikTok Shop, but they have 8 shades available on Amazon. This is a baked formula, just like the Makeup Revolution one, so, you know, wet or dry. So I got several shades in these. The shade that I'm gonna use today to compare to Pink Seduction is called number 3 Ballerina. Let's do Makeup Revolution on this side. Once again, this is the shade Pink Seduction. Now this doesn't have the absolute best rating on the Ulta website. I don't know if people are using other shades and not liking those, because I have seen some reviews saying that these are really sparkly and glittery. This one is not. Once I put on setting spray and stuff, this looks a lot like a cream. I don't really feel like it's emphasizing a pores or texture, hair, nothing like that. Moving on to Ballerina from Moira. It has a very similar creamy, radiant, dewy glow. Now I will say in this one, you can see a very, very fine micro shimmer and sparkle in the formula. And on the skin, a little bit of that comes off, but to me, it's not a problem. Like, I barely see it. So for lips, all the rage right now are the little click pen style lip gloss, balm, lipstick hybrid things. So we have the NYX Fat Oil Slick Click Vegan Lip Balms. These are $11 at Ulta. The shade range is pretty impressive. They have 12 shades, provides 12-hour hydration for all day comfortable wear and care. Powered with avocado, cloudberry, and raspberry oils. And then we have the ColourPop So Juicy Plumping Gloss Balm with peptides. These are $10 at Ulta. They only have 6 shades though. It says 3-in-1 lip balm, gloss and plumper for visibly fuller lips, peppermint cookie flavor. It contains hyaluronic acid, ginger, ceramides and peptides, Takuma butter, and peppermint. And I heard someone say that these are the closest dupe to the Tarte Maracuja ones. So let's do some swatches of the shades that I have in the NYX ones. And I actually put these in my best new drugstore makeup video as well. So these I love. I haven't tried my ColourPop one yet, so we shall see. But the first one I have is called No Filter Needed. So they call this a pink pearl nude. So it's got a little bit of shimmer and sparkle in there. And then link in bio is called a warm nude. So a little more of that brown undertone base. And then this is the one that I've had the longest. This is called Going Viral, which they call just a rose. I feel like their shade range is so pretty and wearable. And then in the ColourPop one, this is called Guava Glaze, which they call a watermelon pink. Very, very pretty. Let's start with the ColourPop one first. They really do have a pepperminty cookie flavor. That's delicious. Ooh, cooly, tingly. Feels good. I love that shade number 1. I love the finish. It's super, super glossy. It's very comfortable. I love that cooling, tingling sensation that it's giving me. It really does have that traditional plumping kind of feel to it. So I'm gonna go with Going Viral for my NYX option. I actually feel like this one has more pigmentation than the ColourPop ones. I feel like I spent more time building up the ColourPop one than this one. Same exact super high shine glossy finish. It literally looks like a hybrid between a lip gloss and a lipstick. And I know that these are super long wearing. It is hella late. It is 7:12 at night right now. So we're not gonna get a very long wear test, but every little bit counts. All right, so slight change of plans. It's now 11:30 in the morning right now. This is the next day after I filmed the original video. So I'd shown you guys the time last night when I got done applying everything. It was around 7 o'clock at night, and I was gonna do a short little nugget of a wear test, like a 5 or 6 hour wear test. And then I was like, you know what? I don't feel good about that. Did my makeup pretty much the same way. I did make a few little edits just so it was symmetrical so I could go out in town today and actually look like a normal person. I decided to combine the shadows for a look. So what I did was do the L'Oreal one on the outer half of my eye and then kind of buffing it into the crease, and then do the CoverGirl one on the inner portion, pretty much to the center. I pretty much already made my mind up about these last night, so I didn't really feel like I needed to go around looking like Harvey Dent today. But I also went into the L'Oreal one on my waterline on both sides because I thought, let's see how it wears down there. This may be one of those things I really like it for my waterline. All the face products I kept on the same side as yesterday. So, you know, I did the Pacifica bronzer on this side, Maybelline one on this side, L'Oreal blush on this side, Maybelline blush on this side. The only thing I did differently today was that I only used on the L'Oreal side the rosy mauve shade. So this is the shade Glowy True Rose. And then on this side, instead of just using City Sizzle, I actually mixed it in with Shades On, which is that shade I was saying was a lighter version of Electric Bronze. Try to make it look more similar to what this side looks like. Highlighters, I didn't really do anything different. I just applied less of them because I felt like yesterday I had to keep going back and saying the same thing over and over again and restarting. So I applied a lot of highlighter yesterday. So I kept it a little more minimal and natural today. So yeah, this is the Makeup Revolution side and Moira. For mascaras, no change. I did CoverGirl on this side, Maybelline on this side. I didn't curl either side. I did go into a metal lash comb on both of them and just very lightly pull through any clumps. And then I'm just gonna wear the ColourPop Guava, what's this called? Guava Glaze, instead of going back and forth between this one and the NYX one. I know how these wear, I know these pretty well. Yeah, 11:30 for our check-in time. I will see you guys later on tonight. Alrighty guys, checkout time. It is now 8:42 at night, which means that we just surpassed the 9-hour mark. Starting with cream eyeshadow sticks. So based on the ones that I have, the shades that I have, I'm gonna have to say that the CoverGirl one beats out the L'Oreal. It's really smooth looking on the eyes. I feel like the shimmer in it is very, very fine. I don't really see a lot of major wear issues in terms of, you know, crunching up or patching. The L'Oreal one is a really, really pretty shade, but I just really do not like the way that it applies, and I don't like how it wears. It dries down too fast. I feel like you have pretty much no work time with it, especially if you use a brush. I feel like it does work better with the warmth of your fingers. It's creased, it's faded, it's patched up. It's not super prominent in my waterline anymore, but it has dropped to where it's right at the base of my lower lashes, so it looks like it's my waterline, and I can still see it. It's definitely there, so it may be one of those things that I like this better as an eyeliner or, you know, lower lash line, waterline kind of thing. CoverGirl Eye Enhancer Mascara versus Maybelline Fireworks Mascara. These are very similar in terms of the effect on my lashes. It may be different from person to person, but they go on and they look very similar on me. Hi, this is me post-editing, and I've tested the products out some more, and I've got a different opinion than what I had in the original video. So I am wearing the CoverGirl mascara right now on both sides, and I do like it, but I have used the Firework mascara a little bit more too, and I think this is actually the one that I prefer. I actually feel like this one clumps my lashes less, especially towards the tips. I feel like the CoverGirl one kind of makes the tips of my lashes look kind of puny and I want to say stringy, but that feels weird. I feel like this one, like, it multiplies my lashes in a really pretty way, and it maintains the fullness and thickness towards the tips better than the CoverGirl one. So I actually like this one better. And I've yet to have any wear issues with either one of them. No flaking, smearing, smudging, nothing like that to this day. Liquid bronzer. So once again, this is the Pacifica side. This is Maybelline. What I feared would happen happened. So technically, I like the way the Pacifica bronzer looks initially. I like how it goes on, but the same way that when I put it on underneath foundation, it just melted everything down. It faded my makeup really badly. I'm seeing that today too. I can see my skin peeking through, my discoloration and stuff. There's pretty much no liquid bronzer left behind. So yeah, the Maybelline liquid blush and the shade Electric Bronze definitely held up better. I will say though, it has lost that really pretty lustrous glow that it had initially, and I didn't put any setting powder on top of my cheek products. I just put it underneath them right here along my jawline. Yeah, based on where, Maybelline wins. Liquid blush. So I actually like the way the L'Oreal ones look on my skin better. I love the glowy finish that they have. I love the fact that they have shimmer, but yet they don't look shimmery on the skin. I loved everything about them, but I have more fading on this side. Honestly, that might be because of the Pacifica bronzing drops underneath. Maybe this is melting everything down. But if we're talking about wear, which is a pretty big reason that we do videos like this, the Maybelline liquid blushes actually wear better on me. However, I don't like the shade City Sizzle. I don't think it works well for my skin tone, and I can see gold sparkle all over my cheek. Makeup Revolution highlighter versus Moira. I gotta say, Makeup Revolution wins. Don't get me wrong, I love the Moira ones. I think this is a beautiful formula. I have several shades and I'm keeping them all. If you build it up too much, that's when you start seeing a lot of sparkle and shimmer and glitter in the formula. I think the Makeup Revolution one just looks better overall on my skin. Still see a good amount of glow and stuff, and there's no detectable shimmer or sparkle in the formula, which I like. And last but not least, let's talk lips. By the way, right now I'm wearing the NYX link in my bio. I wore the ColourPop one literally all day today. I gotta say, the ColourPop ones, they give NYX run for their money. But finish-wise and wear-wise, they both wear so similarly. The biggest difference I see is that the ColourPop ones are plumping, so they do have that cooling, tingling sensation. The NYX ones do not. I'm back again. So another update, another little change that I wanted to make. I'd originally said that the NYX ones win, in my opinion, especially because of the shade range, and I feel like more people will be able to find a shade within the NYX range. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I think they're so nice, they're so comfortable. I've got multiple shades and will buy more. After wearing the ColourPop one even more, I gotta say, I think this one's the winner in my book. The wear on the NYX ones are really good too, and I feel like it's a very similar wear in terms of how long they last on my lips. But this one just, I feel like I can put this on in the morning and I don't have to touch up for hours. The color will fade a little bit, but I feel like the glossiness and that plumping feel is still on there. I recently got vacay mode, which is what I'm wearing right now, and this is also a beautiful shade. I know in the first video I was kind of complaining about the fact that they don't have very many shades, but the shades they do have, man, they're gorgeous. That is it for my comparing new drugstore makeup, this or that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one.